Boom.
Biddly, 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 but yes, yo. Here we go. Ain't nobody down round here. Smile on the face. You know what time it is. Get that badger in and on and over here. Right, everybody's had a lot to say. I've just done a live, just finished a live. I'm jumping straight in. No messing about, no notes, no nout. I will obviously address the elephant in the room. I think there's a few nuances to it. So I think the sell Meslier silent S in January, get rid is so silly. I don't understand that. I think he needs pulling out the fire. I think his head's gone a little bit. I think when he makes a mistake, he's like looking around. I noticed in the first half he sort of slipped when the ball went like across his 6-yard box, and he was looking at the ground. He's like looking for an excuse, and that doesn't reek of somebody that's full of confidence. The first goal, I did a poll on my live, and it was 50-50 whether it was his fault or not. I personally think he's makes himself out of position. Now, the modern day goalkeeper, when the ball gets pumped in behind, he will be, Neuer style, where they'll be 15 yards out, on the edge of their own box, and you think it's a bit crazy. But the player was probably 30 yards out. Then the mistake Silent S makes is then he goes towards the striker, creates no man's land and gets dinked. Wobber's out of position for that. I think Ampadu and Rodon are both out of position. They've been dragged over. It's obviously been a ploy, a plan. There was no need for them players to be that far over to the right when the left winger or whoever delivered the ball, I think he might have been sent midfielder, that a really deep ball, long ball basically. It's a good ball, but the ball was on. It's obviously a thing that they tried it a few times. That Kamara, he looked decent, didn't he? Took his third goal well, which we'll get onto. But Wobber's got a chance to get back if Meslier just stays. If you just stay 15 yards out, the lad has to take a few touches. It's bouncing, it's bobbling, it's bouncing to the level where when the player arrives, Meslier's already made a decision for him, so he just lifts it over him. If he gets it wrong, he misses, and then the player's not to blame. Meslier gets caught out. Don't give Wobber a chance to get back. Wobber's out of position anyway as it is. He's not the fastest man in the world. Kamara's got him on toast. Poor first half. So I've had some crazy comments saying that we don't deserve to go up and all this stuff, like how bad we've been today. I don't think we was poor today. I thought the first half was a bit shit. We got stung in the first half. People saying it's FARKE's fault. I don't know what FARKE. I don't know how else he can set up other than how he did to sort of get the result. We came out in the second half. Tanaka scores a brilliant goal. 3-1 up. James scores a well worked goal across the face of goal. Cut back, tapping, looking really good. Then they looked really leggy. They looked like they had no left. They started losing ball a lot. The keeper gave the ball away. That's when Peru scores. Perisley, brilliant finish. What we're all looking for Peru to be doing. Getting his goals. Bangs it home. Really low drive. We're in total cruise control. And then madness. So this one, there's no doubt in my mind that this one's Meslier Silent S's fault. I'm also I don't buy into, so everybody's commenting saying, "Oh, Rodon's like he hates him. They're falling out of this, or that." Like I'm not sure that there's I'm not sure that's appropriate, to be honest, to be speaking about the players like amongst themselves, like with a relationship that they've got now. I know Rodon's clearly having a go at Meslier, but I'm not sure. Rodon's had a mistake in himself, hasn't he? So I don't know. I don't want to get into like the relationships that they've got. I'm sure there's a frustration there, and rightly so. The thing is, everybody's going to be moaning now. Ultimately, I've said it before and I will say it again. I said it in the live several times. Meslier Silent S just needs to it's actually going over the bar. I don't even think he needs to touch it, but just flick it over the bar like them keepers do when you just think, why have you done that? You've conceded as a corner. Why didn't you just catch it? But then no ends up happening, and then everybody's forgotten about it. And then if the corner comes flying in, the ball gets delivered in, and they score from the corner, it's not Meslier Silent S's fault. To palm it down is a from like literally like the top of the crossbar is bonkers, and it's a really bad it's a really poor misjudgment, or it's a poor judgment, and just totally unaware of his surroundings, because then that lad's there just sweeping up. And then again, you know, he was looking around, looking for his sort of excuse. And then we just turned into shit. Then it just sets in. It's like the cement starts to seal. We start to thicken up, and like, you know, everything becomes a little bit more jittery. And like there were a few challenges in box and stuff where just like legs were flicking out everywhere. I thought Bogle. I mean, I'd have to watch that back whether it is a foul or not, but it's crazy decision being made from him. Which we got away with. That, as I say, it might not have been a penalty, but it's just that type of stuff. It starts to become frantic. We don't look like we can defend. We've gone from like being in total cruise control. You know, I know Farke's got his critics and everybody's saying Farke out, but people saying that we're not setting up to win games with Farke it's ludicrous. We were 3-1 up in total cruise control. We looked brilliant at that point. That's what we wanted. Not every game's going to go swimmingly well. I don't think we're playing as well as we did last year at any moment. I still think we've got a couple of gears to go through. We're still top at league. Granted, we should be, you know, if you take the Sunderland game into account and this game into account, you know, you should be. I can't do the maths on that because we're 1 point in front and today was a point and Sunderland was a point, so it'd be 4 more points than that, whatever. Do you know what I mean? We'd be 6 points in front, whatever, 5 points in front, whatever it is. Taking that into account, you know, we'd be further forward, but ultimately we are still top at league with Fucker. Now, let's bring Darlow in. Just let's do that, and then you can all watch Darlow for a few games, and we can realise why Darlow's not in the starting lineup. And this idea, you know, that every team signs play, like these teams go out and sign players and stuff. What's the rationale behind getting rid of Meslier? Because the point is, you know, everybody's saying the biggest mistake we've made is we don't have a decent enough backup for Meslier, Silent S. Well, we did have, didn't we? Darlow was going to be the number one because we thought Meslier were moving on. So he became the number one. The replacement for Meslier was Darlow. He never ended up playing. So we've ended up with Meslier and Darlow as the number two. But everybody's saying that Darlow's not good enough. Now, a few people have said, which I think is a decent enough train of thought, I don't see how Darlow can be worse. I think Meslier's head's gone. I still think there's a keeper in there. I think he's a proper young lad. I think there's a few things he needs to sort out. He's probably not as good as he perhaps thinks he is, and that may sound, you know, I don't know how good he thinks he is, but he's perhaps trying things, like I say, trying to be the best keeper in the world, bringing that down there, pushing it onto. I don't know what he's thinking. It's like, you know, the impulse thing is to flick it over at bar or just watch it go out. Don't want to watch it go out because that's risky. So in his head he thinks, right, I don't want to flick it over because I don't want to, you know, that's like, and then it ends up and it's too late. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm not on board with getting rid of him. I can't see the point, basically, you know. So I don't want to be too whingy about it. And I know everybody's going to weigh in and just say that I'm just some sort of happy clapper or something. I don't really get that train of thought either. But, you know, I support the team. We're top at league. I don't want to start discussing, like I say, whether or not the players like each other, like some sort of weird, like, just because Rodon's had a bit of an argument with him on the pitch. I mean, Rodon looks like he can be pretty petulant, to be fair, at times. I think they all need to stick together in times like this, truth be told. We threw the game away. It's inexcusable. We'll still go up. We deserve to go up. We are the best team in the league, and we are top of the league, which proves that we are the best team in the league. Let's drop Meslier, Silent S, give Darlow a go if that makes everybody feel better. If that makes them stop blaming Bamford, stop blaming Meslier, then, you know, we'll see how we get on. I don't think it's got anything to do with the away form today. This idea that it's because it's an away game is nonsense to me. We were 3-1 up in the second half in total cruise control. It's not away form. But yeah, nobody do it how he does it. Hit a like, hit subscribe. Shout out to everybody that signed in today and watched my live. I appreciate every which one here. Take it easy, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow with a quick shit vid. Peace.
Boom.
JackCity, bitch. JackCity, bitch. Hey!
games. No, I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna hear your promises. You do you, and I'll do me. That's just the way it is. Don't wanna ever feel surprised. That's why I ask no.